All right, so page 129. Who can see it and wants to read it to the class? Who can see it and wants to read it to the class? Anyone? Veer, you want to give it a shot?
Forgive yourself and others.
Okay, forgive yourself and others. Pretty simple. Maybe I see some shakes, yes. No shakes, no? Okay, I'll shake no. I'll always take the opposite you guys take. You take one side, I'll take the other. All right, what's forgiveness? Let's go back through the words. What's forgiveness mean to you? What does forgiveness mean to you? Okay. Has anybody done something to you that you didn't find particularly enjoyable? Nice? Maybe. Gary, anybody done something to you where you're like, that wasn't so nice? Okay, of course. Okay, good. Any
Forgiveness is just like letting go of the past, you know?
forgiveness is letting go of the past.
Letting go of all those grudges you hold against that person and just like letting go of everything.
Letting go of everything, letting go of all the grudges you held against that person. Okay? And so in our lives as humans, there's probably a lot of times your whole answer of course, right? There's a lot of times when people are doing things to us we don't find particularly enjoyable or nice or whatever, right? You with me on that? Okay, so forgiveness, letting go of the past. Okay, how about yourself? How about forgive yourself? You ever do anything that you don't like? Yeah? Okay. Do you have that inner voice in you that's always talking to you? I'm reading a book right now. He calls it the judge, the inner judge. That voice that's always telling you, you didn't do that right. You didn't do this right. What about that? No? Do you have this? Does this sound familiar? Is this one too? Is this one kind of deep or not deep enough? Or I don't know where I'm going with this too much. You with me, Melanie? You know what I'm talking about at least? Okay, I'm getting a yes. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so let me put it this way. Let's go down a different road. Has somebody ever done something to you that was so bad that you cannot forgive them? Shake yes if that's true. Right? I see some yeses. Okay, so forgiving others, is it easy or difficult? I might just throw in there, you guys, it's really difficult. This could be really, really difficult, depending on what it is, right? Okay, then I would turn to the other side of yourself, right? This is the whole idea that you have done things in your life where you, I, me, whatever it is, right? We're humans, where we hold ourselves accountable for these things in our minds. You with me? Have you ever done this? Right? You got something that you did, whatever happened. And it can be anything for us. As humans, we're very susceptible to all kinds of things, whether they be, other people look at them and go, oh, that's nothing, right? And we go, oh, that's everything. You with me on this? Okay. Let me ask you this. Is it easier for you to forgive yourself versus others? Shake yes. Okay, I got a no on that. Is it easier for you to forgive others rather than yourself? Why?
It's different, you know, because it's an internal thing. When you forgive yourself, it's like, oh, if I did something wrong, it's just like, you're never gonna forget that, and it's just gonna keep going.
So you're potentially, and I'm going to change the words a little bit, you're potentially more harsh on your own actions to yourself than you are to others. You're more willing to forgive others than yourself. Okay, how many are in that camp? Shake your head yes if that's you, okay? How many have tried to practice forgiving yourself? You ever look in the mirror and go, I forgive you? I know it sounds funny, Laura. I know you gave me that smile like that's kind of embarrassing, right? Okay, so I want you to try it alone. You do it alone, right? Look in the mirror. I want you to try it and say, I forgive you. For whatever it is, we have all kinds of things, right? I think, and I'm just going to throw this out there, and of course, you guys get to think whatever you want on this. You with me? This is all about your opinions and what you believe. Nobody, I don't think, can tell you anything about this. I think that this part, the forgive yourself, is possibly harder for us as humans. Just growing up in whatever culture we grow up in, this seems very difficult. But I think that this part is required before you can truly do this one. What do you think of that? Do you think you have to forgive yourself before you can truly forgive somebody else? What about that question? Right? That goes back to, remember the one we covered? Can you love others if you don't love yourself first? Remember that one? This is kind of down that same road. Forgiveness is kind of a do you love yourself kind of move, right? Am I willing to forgive myself? So I want you to think about this one. This one's kind of deep. In your journal, and you don't have to write this stuff in your journal, right? You can have a private journal at home. This stuff may be too private for anybody to see. You with me? This is for you potentially and you alone. All right? Write about whether you forgive yourself yet. And I put the word yet in there, hoping that you'll consider at some point in the future, even if you haven't yet, you'll consider it, right? Write about whether forgiving yourself is an important step in forgiving others. I'm going to try to link them for you and say, hey, if you don't do the one, can you do the others? And maybe vice versa. Maybe if there's others you can't forgive, maybe somehow you can't forgive yourself. Maybe it's linked. I don't know. I'm just going to throw that out there for you guys to think about. Okay, are you willing to do that? Page 129. Anything you write in your book on page 129 can be generic for you, right? You don't have to have names or places or people or anything, right? All that stuff can stay in your mind and your privacy. You with me? That's important, I think, that you maintain that depending on who you are and how you feel about it. Okay, so take 4 minutes to write about that. Write about whether you forgive yourself yet. Write about whether forgiving yourself is an important step in forgiving others. And you might flip it and say forgiving others is an important step in forgiving yourself. Okay, do that.